Please like the video and subscribe to my Vision Red. Turn on your notification to receive updates when we post. In today's news, original Basketball Wives enthusiasts have been out of the loop when it comes to star Royce Reed, who made the decision to depart from the popular franchise back in 2011. Although she is no longer a castmate on the VH1 series, Reed recently spilled some behind-the-scenes tea about her developing the reality TV drama Basketball Wives while speaking with executive producer Carlos King, also known as the King of Reality TV. Please like the video and subscribe to my Vision Red. Turn on your notification to receive updates when we post. In today's news...
So I was dancing for the Heat, and even prior to that, I knew Shaunie. And we were always cool. Like, you know, she always respected me because I guess I was one of the dancers that respected the wives, you know? I wasn't trying to get with their men. I mean, come on.
Well, no, listen, I don't know that world,
yeah.
so.
I mean, right now, one of the girls that I dance with, like, she's married to, like, the head coach of the Heat. So clearly, like, we saw stuff. You know what I mean? But I never was messing with the players. Except Dwight, obviously. Yeah, but, like, I always respected everybody's relationship. And she came up to me one day, and she asked me about if I would be interested in doing a show. And I was like, well, what kind of show? And she was like, you know, just kind of following those who've had relationships with, you know, basketball players, and you being a dancer, like even kind of navigating that. And I was like, oh, you know, okay, because I had confided in her about some stuff I had been going through. And I trusted that it was going to be a very positive, you know, show that really showed everybody's career. And yeah, I was hoodwinked, bamboozled. Yeah.
So you didn't watch the show before Shaunie approached you?
No, I was on the original season.
Well, that's the thing, because I want to clarify this. You were on season, but what episode did you get introduced?
1.
Season 1, episode 1.
Yeah.
So when the show came about, Shaunie O'Neal approaches you. Did you know who the other cast members were going to be?
No, because I think at that point, I might have been the only one that she had talked about it with, because then I was introduced to Tom Huffman, who was the creator. And he started having me go to all the meetings. I was the one who pitched the show. When we went and filmed the little sizzle, I was the only cast member that went to all the stations. I was the only one that was in those meetings. Shaunie wasn't even there. It was me and Tom, yeah.
Wait, so when the show was being developed, Royce Reed, you were a part of developing the show?
Yes. I was the only cast member that went to all those meetings. I even have on my Facebook, I have a whole like gallery when I was at all the stations taking pictures. Like, this is cool. Yeah, I met with all the heads. Yeah.
Were you also in the pitch meetings? And
yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I did those meetings. She wasn't even there. Her best friend was there. It was me, Tom, and like her best friend. Nobody else from the cast.
So throughout this pitching process, I never heard this story before.
I know.
Oh.
You wouldn't. Even though I've said it many times. I've talked about it, but you know, it's always like, you know, if we don't say anything, maybe nobody will see it.
Well, honey, they're gonna see this. So when you were pitching with Tom Hoffman, where was Shaunie O'Neal throughout this process?
They would call her on the phone, like after the meetings. But I think she was like doing another show. I think that's also when they had like their own show.
Shaunie and Shaq.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think that was around that time. So.
Interesting. Yeah. So when the show got picked up, you knew instantly, I'm assuming. You knew when the show got picked up.
Like how many stations even asked for it. It was like, I want to say it was around like 8.
8 networks wanted Basketball Wives.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know one that was like big was the CW, but it didn't end up doing that one. obviously.
Yeah, because at the time, I think UP and the CW were doing American Next Top Model. So they were into reality television.
Yep.
So when you got the call that the show was picked up, did you know who the entire cast were then?
No, the only ones that filmed the sizzle was Erica, Evelyn, Jen. I want to say maybe Susie. She might have been there. I have a picture. But we were at like this bar or something and we were just like talking. I remember the sizzle actually being really like bad. Like it was so fake. It just didn't seem like any of us were real friends because I didn't know them. But I think, I know how to sell a show, obviously. But I mean, I was in there and they were asking all the questions. I was giving them all the right answers. And
is there a reason you didn't ask for a producer credit? You didn't know?
I didn't know.
You didn't know too. You didn't know too. Is it safe to say that you're one of the creators of Basketball Wives?
I would say so.
Because you put everything together.
Yep. I sold the show.
You sold the show. You sold the show and you stole the show. Well, the show was stolen from you, allegedly.
Yeah, apparently I was fired.